Hey everyone, it's Jamie and welcome back to my channel. This is actually my second time recording this voiceover. I just sounded so tired and uninterested in the first one. I was like, ooh, I cannot not publish that. I'm just so exhausted right now and I'm not really sure why. I did go out last night. I was out, got home probably around like 12:30, almost 1-ish last night, but I also slept into like almost 10 o'clock. So I'm like, not sure why I'm exhausted, but I know some people might be like, maybe you're just not as young as you think you are. And I'm like, listen, I have not reached 25 yet. I still think I got a few more years of being able to stay out a little late. And to be fair, most of that was also just travel time. So, you know, like I said, who knows? Also, part of it is I don't think I even slept well the night before, so I was exhausted all day yesterday too. So that could have probably been part of it. I don't sleep well, ever. There's actually a joke. I remember I was taking a class on the like early development of children, and it was just, you know, from like fetus to their first few years of life, kind of like developmentally and physically, stuff like that. And we had discussed when babies finally get to the point where they can sleep through the night. And I remember asking my mom, I was like, hey, when's the first time I ever like actually slept through the night? And she's like, I don't think you even sleep through the night now. And I was like, fair, definitely deserves that burn. I do not sleep well. I don't have a sleeping habit, simple as that. Don't sleep, don't know her. But yeah, so I'm a little exhausted today, so if I do start to sound bored during this voiceover, I do apologize. And if I get to a point where it sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about, it's just because my brain has stopped working completely. Anyways, let's talk about this build. This is a kind of fraternity house for students who go, male students. That's what a fraternity is. A little redundant, but a fraternity house for students who go to Foxbury Institute. Foxbury. We'll call it Roxbury, but yeah, the Foxbury Institute that we got with Discover University. In this world, which this is Newcrest, right across the street, I have a sorority house for the University of Britechester. That house, if you remember, a few months ago around Halloween, I put it up. It was during my builds inspired by Halloween and horror, and it was the house from the sorority house from Scream 2. So this one, though, isn't really inspired by any movie. I don't really watch a lot of college movies, especially like fraternity, sorority kind of like movies. I saw The House Bunny. That was funny. I only saw that because I love Emma Stone and Anna Faris, but like, that's about it. So yeah, as far as when it comes to like building sorority and fraternity houses, I don't always know what I'm doing. The inspiration for this house and why it looks this way was I was going through, I think Instagram. Nope, I was on Pinterest, just looking at modern homes. I don't build a lot of modern homes, and I saw this, and I was like, you know what? That's what I need in Newcrest. And originally, I had a different fraternity house here, which I was gonna do a video for, but I never wanted to publish the video because the house was just so Victorian, which is not the Foxbury Institute look. Foxbury Institute is very modern, very new, and I was like, yeah, no, I have to just get rid of it. As much as I loved that build, it just didn't make sense. And I love that I built this so close also to the sorority house from Britechester. I don't know, I just think it's like, it'd be like maybe a fun little rivalry for your gameplay. As well as maybe just like, you know, going to each other's dorms to, you know, for parties and stuff. And I will say, as far as dorms and sorority houses and fraternity houses goes, this is very nice, little unrealistic. I did try to drop it down a little by making the kitchen very small and then giving like a communal shower instead of having them all have like maybe individualized showers. So do keep that in mind if you do download this. As well as if you do like this and maybe don't want to use it as a dorm, feel free to come in and renovate it. I'm going to say I don't know how easy the renovations will be because I did furnish and build the rooms kind of with the intention that this would be used for student living. And, you know, part of that is the rooms are really made to be bedrooms. The kitchen's very small. There's like a good area for like skill building for like specifically student life. So I don't know, I guess what I'm really just getting at is like I did kind of build this to work in its best capacity for student living, but like you can definitely renovate it. I won't be that offended. I'll be slightly offended, but not enough to care. Just kidding, I won't be offended. And you can just, you know, just come in and do whatever you want, really. Like I said, I had a lot of fun building this. I don't really do a lot of modern builds. If you've looked at my channel, I mostly do Victorians, 19th century, sometimes 17th and 18th century kind of inspired builds. I'm not really out here doing anything contemporary or modern. Don't know those words. Modern, contemporary, who are they? I only know the 19th century. So this was definitely fun. This is definitely a style I kind of do want to build more in, as much as I love doing Victorians and 19th century architecture. This just like, there's something so fun about modern homes. And I'm going to be putting, so this is up on the gallery right now, and I will say, so it is set up to be for male dorm room, sorry, my stomach just did a weird thing, this is set up for male dorming for Foxbury Institute. However, if you use the club system, you can make this home exclusively for a fraternity. So that is one of the things with Discovery University. We did not get sororities or fraternities, but with the group system and with how student housing works, you can definitely use the club system, and then the new system that we got with student dorming and off-campus like dorm rooms, and make them specifically into kind of like a fraternity or sorority housing. Because we didn't get sorority or fraternity in the game, there isn't like, I guess, specific gameplay, but there's definitely things you can do already in game that like very specifically is something you would think a sorority or a fraternity would do. As well, since I put these so close together, you can do like house parties and stuff in the area. So, you know, it's kind of what you make of it. And to be honest, I don't really know much what sororities and fraternities do. We didn't have sororities or fraternities at my college. Went to an art school. We don't know how to socialize. It's the truth. And to be honest, like, I don't really know that many people who were in sororities and fraternities. I know maybe one girl who at least, the only reason I know this, she posts so much about it on Facebook. It's a girl I went to high school with. She was in a sorority. And even then, I'm just like, I still don't really get what it is or what it means. So, just to be honest, don't know. And I don't really watch college movies. Not really my cup of tea. Someone the other day actually asked, like, Jamie, what kind of movies do you watch? And I was like, well, let's see, the past few weeks I saw Cats and Little Women, so that's where I'm at. Little Women was really good, though. I definitely think everyone should consider go seeing it, even if you're not really interested in, like, the 19th century or maybe even tales about domestic lives. I definitely suggest everyone go sees it. This is it's a great movie, as well as, like, I don't know, the storytelling's so good, the plot, like, it's just a really good movie. And I don't know, I think everyone should see it, but I also understand that, like, you know, sometimes you like, I don't know, tell like certain, like especially men, like, oh, go watch Little Women, and they're like, I'm not a little woman, why would I watch Little Women? And I'm like, you're also not a World War II vet, so like, why are you watching World War II movies? Like, you know, it just seems like such a silly, like, this idea that Little Women is just made for women. And like, I do agree, it's probably more aimed at them. It's supposed to be like, look, it's your representation in media as well. But I'm also like, anyone can enjoy it, and everyone should, because it's a good movie. The director, Greta, I forget her last name, she also did Lady Bird, which was phenomenal, like one of the best movies I've ever seen. So when I heard she was doing this Little Women remake, or it's not a remake, it's another adaptation. Quick little side note, I'm just gonna rant here. I hate when people talk about when someone's readapting a book into a movie, and someone's like, oh, it's a remake of the old movie. I'm like, no, it's another adaptation of the book. It's not a remake, because, like, I don't know. It's like just one of the things where I'm like, there's a book. The book exists. Like, it'd be different if, like, there'd never been a Little Women's book. I'm like, yes, it's a remake, but... And, like, there are times when certain things, you know, even if there is a literary resource that they can go to, and you can definitely tell, oh yeah, no, they were definitely inspired by the movie. But yeah, there's been like, what, 8 versions of Little Women, and I'm gonna say this one's probably the best. Just my humble opinion. I know a lot of people still like the one from the 90s with Winona Ryder. I mean, who doesn't love Winona Ryder? Like, you can't go wrong with Winona Ryder, but this movie was very good. Sorry, I just went on a tangent about Little Women and stuff. But yeah, like I said, I don't really watch college movies, and I was in college. And I think it's also, like, my college experience was so different than, say, like, from most people's. Like, I went to an art school, which is so different than going to, like, a liberal arts school or a tech school. Like, it's just so... It's a whole different universe. It's a whole different can of worms. From just, like, the way you speak with, like, your relationship with, like, faculty, down to your relationship with, like, fellow students. I don't know, I had a lot of professors that taught at both at the art school, as well as, especially like the liberal arts professors, they would work at, you know, my school, which was Mass Art, the Massachusetts College of Art and Design, as well as they would also do English classes or whatever their liberal arts section was at other schools. Like, I had one teacher who taught science at my school, but then also taught science at Harvard. And, you know, she explicitly told us that she kind of prefers the Mass Art students to, like, the Harvard students, despite, like, even though you would assume, like, the Harvard students would get the subject matter more. She just felt like, she's like, there's just something about teaching the art students that, like, it feels like you guys actually are listening. Like, it was just very interesting the way she worded it. And then also I had some other, like, you know, English professors that were just like, we prefer the art school just because you guys engage with the work on a whole different level and a whole different mindset than, you know, when I was teaching, like, at, like, Northeastern or something. So something I always thought was interesting. And that's part of the reason why, like, my college experience is so different than, like, everyone else's. I can't relate to college movies, which I don't watch them. So yeah, so if you're like, this frat house is too big, or some of the things you put in there would not be in a frat house. Listen, what's a frat house? I don't know. Anyways, I did also try to decorate all of the rooms in a way that they could still be changed, easily redecorated, because I have a feeling you'll probably move your Sims in and go, yeah, no, this isn't gonna work, this needs a change. So if you're like, the rooms are a little boring or a little vague, I was trying to keep them that way. I also feel like I have a problem where, like, when it comes to bedrooms, they always look like hotel rooms in my builds. I never build them very specific. Anyways, I'm going to be wrapping up my voiceover. Thank you for letting me rant. Make sure to check out some of my other content, as well as like and subscribe to this video, and I'll see you in the next one.